Hey guys, it's Kimi and welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be talking all about how to care for your hair in box braids, every single thing you'll ever need to know. So today we have my lovely assistant Genevieve who will be modeling for me. So let's just get right into this video. The first thing that a lot of people ask and are interested in is how do I moisturize my hair in box braids, and you really don't need to do much. What is important to take into account whenever you're thinking about moisturizing your hair is that you don't use anything heavy. If you're applying something like shea butter or your normal leave-in conditioner multiple times a week, over time it's going to build up, and by the time that you're taking it down, it's going to start to mat up and just not be good at the end. So whatever you do with moisturization, make sure that it's light. I like to use an oil, any type of oil. This type that I'm using here is by The Main Choice. If you want to use something water-based, you can. You can use your normal leave-in if you dilute it with water and spray it in your hair. You don't have to apply it every day, really just as needed. And then to care for your scalp, you can use grease or an oil to keep it moisturized. If you're feeling an itch, you can try tackling the dandruff. That's probably the most probable cause of the itch by using tea tree oil. If you are still experiencing itch after using tea tree oil and moisturizing and all of that, and you're realizing that anywhere the synthetic hair touches becomes itchy, it's probably just because you're allergic to the braiding hair. And I go into more detail on this in my video where I talk about itch, but to just briefly run through this, most companies coat their braiding hair with this preservative that can actually irritate your scalp. The best solution is dipping the hair in apple cider vinegar beforehand, but if you already have it installed, you would need to spray your hair with some apple cider vinegar and wash it out. It's kind of annoying to have to deal with, but it helps remove that coating that is irritating your scalp. And so the next thing you'll need to know about taking care of your hair in box braids is washing. So how often should you wash? Should you even wash? Someone that works out heavily, you live in a very hot, humid place, and you just sweat a lot, you can wash your hair more frequently, as often as you need to, because you can wash your hair without getting that much frizz. And I do have a dedicated video on that, but I typically like to use a clarifying shampoo, something that can really clean the hair. I just use a cheap one from Swab and just lather up your hair and make sure that you get it into the roots. You want to focus on your scalp, which is where the buildup and sweat that you're trying to get rid of will be. So focus on lathering up the scalp, and only lather onto the box braids if you absolutely have to. But by just focusing on your scalp, you'll be able to wash your braids and wash your scalp without getting that much frizz onto the actual braids itself. And then as you're rinsing out the shampoo from your scalp, it'll also go down the braids and help wash and cleanse the braids as well. And then after, you can just quickly condition like normal with your favorite conditioner, and then that's it. Box braids usually take a while to dry, so you can just walk around with a towel. Washing your hair in box braids really isn't as difficult as it may seem. And then the next thing is sleep. So how you sleep in your box braids is actually really important in determining how long your box braids last, because if you're sleeping really roughly on your box braids, they can actually become frizzy a lot faster. So the easiest way to help your box braids last longer is by sleeping in a scarf or a bonnet overnight. So what I like to do is use this scarf, like I think it's a do-rag, but you could use this. It works really, really well for braids, and just wrap it around as I'm showing you right here, and you can wrap it like this as is and go to sleep. But I tend to get pretty hot when I'm sleeping, and I don't really like the hair going down my back, so I also put a bonnet on top. You don't have to do this. You can also just wear the bonnet alone by itself, but I like using a scarf. I find that it limits the opportunity for frizz whenever my hair is tied down with a scarf in the first place. You can also just sleep in a silk or satin pillowcase if you don't want to use a bonnet or a scarf. But the best way to sleep in your hair overnight would be to just use a scarf or a bonnet. I know with like long box braids, it can be kind of hard to like navigate getting in the shower at all, but I typically shower in the morning, so I already have my bonnet on, and that makes it a lot easier to just put my shower caps on top. Some people go into the shower without putting their shower caps on, but it helps my braids last longer when they don't get wet every day at all. I prefer using these cheap plastic shower caps because you can use multiple and they just don't let any water come in. I just put that on top of my bonnet, and that's how I take a shower. If you're taking a shower at night, it usually does help to use a bonnet first and then put the shower caps on to prevent your braids from getting wet. But yeah, that is it. Taking care of box braids really isn't that hard at all. The beauty of protective styling is that you don't have to do much in your protective style. So I really hope that this video helped you. And shout out to my lovely assistant, Miss Genevieve, for participating and modeling for me. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching.